Hey Barbs, so we are back with a new video. It's Destiny. If you're new here, hi. Please like the video and subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Yeah, so let's get right to it. Nicki Minaj is currently facing a dilemma with her freestyles. Now, if you did not see this already, Nicki took to Twitter last night or the day before this video comes out, and she said, what do we want on Pink Friday the 13th? So we know, like, Nicki is in a real rollout right now for her album Pink Friday 2, and she gave us a choice as to what we want for this Pink Friday, what surprise we want. So there was three options: the big difference, a full song, a freestyle, and then naming one feature off of the album. So of course, only the real ones would really pick a freestyle, okay? So that's winning with 37.4% of the vote. Big Difference full song is not winning with 34.4% of the vote. And then, the feature, like, y'all literally don't make no sense if you pick that option, okay? Now do fight me in the comments if you really want to get up for the options that I don't agree with. So, that being said, Nicki had went live last night with Tay, and then Tay was like, "Drop Big Difference." Like, no, she's gonna give it to us regardless when we get the song. So then Nicki also went live earlier today on not August, it's October 12th, and she went live with a fan on TikTok. His name is Carson. Yeah, his name is Carson, and he's a TikTok barb. She went live with him. He's been a long time barb, and he's also from Queens, which I just learned today. So that's pretty cool. So anyway, they had a good conversation this is like the crux of the video that we're going to get into, and I uploaded the full live on the channel. So make sure y'all go watch it if you missed it before I delete it. Okay, so let's get into what Nicki had to say. Now, she understands that a lot of people want a freestyle from her, and a freestyle is tradition. When she's rolling out an album, she usually does a freestyle before every album cycle. However, with the changing of the landscape of the music industry and politics and business and streaming, it has really put a halt in how artists and hip hop artists in particular do freestyles. So let's throw back to about 2018, 2019, after the Queen album dropped and Nicki went on Queen Radio. This was when Queen Radio was on Apple Music, and she dropped 3 freestyles in one day. But I don't remember like which ones. I know it was Barbie Drip, Barbie Going Bad, and maybe Bust Down Barbiana. And those were available on an app called Audiomack. At the time, Audiomack was very new, and I didn't know about it until Nicki like said it because she dropped her freestyles on there. So now let's fast forward a little bit to May 2023 when Nicki released Pound Town with Sexy Red. Pound Town I think, was going to be just a freestyle. Nicki just wanted a freestyle on it. But if you remember that live she did with Sexy Red, she talked about the same issue where, she wanted to do it as a freestyle, but once again, like, the labels, they don't want it to like go under the radar, right? Like, they want as many people to know and hear about it as much as possible because they're trying to get paid. Producers are trying to get paid, the artists is trying to get paid, the labels are trying to get paid. So that's why, like, a lot of these mixtape sites and apps and platforms that we used to listen to music on and artists used to upload their mixtapes to are now going away or out of business, or be like transforming into like Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, and of the sort. So anyway, that's something that Nicki has been dealing with. So I'm just gonna go through my notes here. So she said, what's going on in music right now is very different. The platforms we used to put out freestyles have changed. So it's not the same. Even the ones that used to be free are not free anymore. So sometimes the reasons why people ask certain things, like as in why she's doing a poll, is not really for our response, but to understand the reason why we want whatever we want. So why we want the freestyle, why we want the Big Difference full song, and et cetera, et cetera. And so she was like, it was so fun and easy when I could put out freestyles. The labels don't want us to do that anymore, because it takes away from the eyes and the ears that see the freestyle. And because of that, just because if I picked freestyle doesn't mean it's not going to be on those same platforms. So basically, she's telling us is that if she drops a freestyle, it's going to be available on Spotify, Apple Music, and where we usually stream. Because I was one of the ones who saw that as a possibility, but more I was kind of hoping that it would be available on Audiomack. Okay. And so she says the thing is that I saw a couple barbs stating the reason why they want a freestyle is because so we wouldn't have to worry about charting and sales. And she says if you're making decisions based on music charts, that's so simple, you know. And so it's like she doesn't want us thinking like that. If you think like that, you should not be in this community, as in the Barb's community. So you shouldn't worry about charting because you already lost sight, right? Our community is based off of great music. And so all the other things are sprinkles and cherries on top. So, and yeah, okay. She said, I had to clock it because they make stuff up in their own head, be mad at yourself. So because the industry has changed in many ways, the freestyle is going to be on those platforms. And so if you're scared and like it and that influences like your decisions on how to support the music, then we shouldn't be having this conversation. And of course, once again, Nikki is on live with a fan, Carson, and they're having this conversation back and forth. And it was a really great one. She also saw people saying that they want the freestyle because she's, quote, "gonna be talking her shit," and so she was like, "And I was also talking my shit on Big Difference." Like, just because Nicki does a freestyle or because something is not an official single doesn't mean that Nicki's gonna be, you know, have her foot on next, right? And she was like she literally said, "If you do what like, whether you do or don't put your foot on next, as in, like, having disrespectful barbs, the timeline is gonna be crying." If Nicki don't throw her shots and stuff like that, they gonna be like, "Dang, that was weak." Or if they do, they're gonna be like, "Nikki, why you starting drama?" You know, so so someone Carson was like, due to age or culture, they're not rap and hip hop fans, which is a whole nother video for a whole nother day. Okay. If you get mad at bars that offend, you shouldn't like Nicki Minaj. Then this is what Nicki said. If you get offended at bars that offend, you should not like Nicki Minaj, Roman, or Red Ruby. And you don't need to be in this genre of hip hop. So Nikki was like, I have to be clarifying things because back in the days, I didn't have to do this because we just love the excitement and the journey. That's why we have such a special bond because we didn't know what was going to happen. Because of the keyboard, aka social media, people now give a lot of opinions without knowing what they're talking about. I don't know if it's just innocence or they really don't have anything in there that they're unhappy about in their life and they're projecting. Either way, I shouldn't have to explain these kinds of things. Nikki said no more warnings. In the last week, she says she has blocked 50 people on Twitter. If you guys quote tweet things that shouldn't be on the timeline, people are still getting unfollowed. And she says, like, oh, you know, maybe I'll follow them back, which I don't think she should follow them back because they really truly need to learn a lesson because she has given us so many chances. Anyway, she says now on that note, there are the dragging barbs out there, but you have to know how to drag. And like if you want to drag, go ahead, but don't be quoting and putting apps on the timeline, especially people's faces that she wants to see. However, this is the most important part. So please, if you're still here, please like this video and please listen up. So the reason why she even came on live on TikTok because and she did a follow-up about this on Twitter because the freestyle, right? Because she now has to clear the freestyle with the producer and maybe the artist is going to take some time because that is a legal process. So it can't technically come out on Pink Friday, which is October 13th. It's going to take a couple of days because people have to do contracts, sign them, read them, stuff like that. And so, you know, she wanted to tell us that if the freestyle does win, then we're going to have to wait some time. Carson did ask, like, does she have a beat in mind? And she said yes. Now, Tay also said something, or she said something last night, like, "Oh, should I give them the 2 pack?" So it's like, is it gonna be 1 freestyle or 2 freestyles? Because remember, the first example I gave you guys in 2018, 2019, she dropped 3 freestyles in 1 day, you know? So anyway, let me not get my hopes up. So, she said, I wanted to let you guys know if those are the reasons you're choosing something, you have to have all the facts before you make the decision. That's why she came to tell us, like, we're gonna have to wait a little while. So she says that I think that freestyle was a great choice. She says, I do have another option I meant to put on the poll. So that's why I wanted to ask y'all, should I tell y'all something? She said, I'm still deciding if I want to say what the option was. She didn't want to tell us on the live. She says, the moral of the story is that the other things please stop assuming stuff. You know, Pink Friday, October the 13th is 24 hours away. I'm not telling y'all when in the day I'm giving you guys whatever, but hey, there was that. And so I thought it was a good conversation overall. So now let's go back to Twitter real quick. And I'm going to probably refresh because she had tweeted since then. And then here's where she said, Barb's, can I tell y'all one more thing without bullying me? So let me just say yes. And then here she said, okay, so if a freestyle wins yesterday's poll, y'all are cool Are y'all cool with it coming out later in the week, or would the Barbs prefer to only get something that comes out on Pink Friday the 13th and get the freestyle on a different Pink Friday? So I chose freestyle next week and give a small gift on Pink Friday the 13th, because I would still love to have something tomorrow, even if we have to wait for the freestyle. And then the thing that's winning is just surprise me tomorrow, because I think the Barbs is just tired of her child. They was just like, just give me something. So yeah, I think that this option should win freestyle next week and a small gift tomorrow. So that's really what I wanted to come on and talk about. So thank you guys so much for watching the video. Please send Nicki a lot of love. I can't wait for this freestyle. Let me know what you are voting for in the poll in the comments, and please like the video and turn on the notification bell when you subscribe so you don't miss out on the next video.